my name is Ori Van Dusen, and I'll be doing my mock interview today with the Royal Bank. Question 1. Tell me a bit about yourself. So, I'm currently a business admin student at NAIT with a major in finance. I'm also working towards my CSC designation, which is the Canadian Securities designation through the Canadian Securities Institute. For former work, I last summer worked with the city of St. Albert, and with that, I was on the asphalt crew. So that experience really let me deal with people that were less than pleasant to deal with because when you're working on the road and you're in the way of someone trying to get to their destination smoothly, they can become a little angry. So I learned patience in talking to somebody about how and why this is going to happen and why it's happening right now. I also had to deal with people who were on like afternoon walks in a nice day and to explain to people why their walk was interrupted and why maybe they had to turn around because we were repairing the trail on any specific job. The summer before that I worked in Canadian Tire, and through that job I was the first job I really worked with people. I learned lots about dealing with customers and how to properly approach dealing with people who felt like they deserved something, I guess. This is also the first job there. I had a whole bunch of coworkers that I had to learn to deal with. And I feel like as a person, I am a people person, so I feel like I only expanded my knowledge in that job. Before that was my first job, and that was a patch job. I was the shop guy for a long time before eventually graduating and going out into the field a whole bunch. And in that job, I learned how to deal with high pressure situations because, and working long days too, I guess. Well, working in the patch, you have to be on top of the eight ball. You can never fall behind, otherwise, you're just going to get, I guess, you'll get left behind, and that's no good for anybody. Have you ever had a conflict with a supervisor or coworker? How did you deal with that? So I can't think of anything more than minor grievances that I've had with anybody that I've worked with. And by that I mean just like small things, right? So maybe how to do a specific thing when maybe both things were the right way to do it, or something to do with PPEs especially is a big one. When I worked in the patch, like just telling somebody to be put on your hard hat, put on your glasses, put on your gloves, zip up your overalls, but there isn't really usually much pushback when it comes to safety. What is your greatest weakness? What is your greatest strength? So this is something that I've been working on a lot through my post-secondary experience. My greatest weakness is something that with college doesn't really work well, and that is I can be a bit of a perfectionist. So I really had to learn to that nothing is ever going to be perfect. So once you do something, just leave it at that. Otherwise, if you keep chunking away at it, at best you're going to marginally make it better. And usually you might actually make it worse. My greatest strength, I would say, is that I'm a people person. I love meeting new people. I love talking to new people. I love working with new people. I get along with everybody. My I like making people laugh. That's just my thing. So I would say that that was my greatest strength. How do you deal with stressful situations? What action plans do you make? What's this? What action plans do you make or how do you handle stressful situation? What action plans do you use to make decisions in difficult situations? In stressful situations, I try to focus and complete one task at a time. I try to minimize my worry about everything else that's going on and just complete the one thing that's on in front of me at this exact moment. Feel like by doing that, everything becomes way more manageable and I don't have to worry nearly as much about everything else. What is your greatest accomplishment and what is something that you've done that you are proud of? So my greatest accomplishment will be completing my post-secondary education. I was the first person in my family to graduate, and I am really proud that I was able to endure through some of the medical complications that I had when I first started post-secondary and some of the financial pressures that I've had since then to be able to complete it. My questions for the bank would be what kind of training can I expect to receive not only now when I start, but also as I work my way through the company? And what kind of vacation time can I expect working for the Royal Bank?